Welcome back to the Rip Off Podcast. I'm Christian Wilcox. As always, I'm hopping out of frame is my co-host Tanner
I
Kenley.
didn't hop out of frame.
Yes, you did.
I was
hopped out
I
of
was
frame.
bending up.
What?
Bending up.
Bending up is Tanner Kenley. We're joined today by our guest from episode 3, Austin Bailey. Austin, what's on this green screen right now?
Maybe like a freaky fish.
Freaky fish.
Freaky fish?
Yeah,
Freaky
okay.
fish
like freaky
style.
fish
The
eating
first result, the
Eating
first
me?
image result
Yeah.
from Google Images of freaky fish is on the screen right now. God help us all.
I hope it's a weird one.
Yeah. Well, getting right into the episode of the start of it, because with the past two, we had talked about all of the technical difficulties involved, and now this was a separate film day. It was probably like 2 or 3 weeks out. I can't remember if the first episode had come out by the time we had filmed Austin's. I want to say
I think it had. I think I watched that. Thomas's.
okay.
Before we filmed.
I want to say so.
Okay.
I don't.
Or I just heard a
Independent
lot
fact
about it.
checkers, please, somebody.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say that it didn't take as long to set up this time. It didn't take 2 hours. The 2-shot of Tanner and the guest was no longer in 2 times speed that I then had to slow down to where it looked all funky.
Didn't we have issue with your
The
camera? though?
framing, though, yeah, the shot on me was a lot tighter than it should have been. And I think that might have carried over into Noah's episode because we filmed that the same
Same day.
day. And also because of that, Noah just wanted to show up, like,
Yeah.
even
he just-
before, because
Yeah.
we filmed Austin's first and then Noah's. Noah showed up as we were setting up for Austin's. So the entire episode of Austin's, Noah is just sitting there
You're just
in the
staring
back.
at me. Yeah.
Similar to how Reed was there for Thomas's, to how when we just filmed Easton and Reese's a couple weeks ago, Judah was just there. So we had somewhat of a live studio audience, which did end up throwing me off a little bit. Austin has not watched his episode still.
No, I've not.
It
I just
came out
watched
a number of months ago because he doesn't like hearing and seeing his
himself.
voice, which is understandable.
But also, let's work our way through those
Yeah,
insecurities.
this
here.
is going to be
Yeah.
a therapy session, a good bonding moment for us all, and I feel like we're going to make a really great breakthrough.
Not
When
paying
this-
you for therapy, right?
when this podcast episode comes out.
I think I'm in network.
Okay, good.
So
When this podcast episode comes out, we're gonna.
didn't you lose your insurance
tie
though?
you-
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so there's a funny running thing that happens in episodes of the ripoff where Christian just cuts me off while I'm trying to speak, and and it's funny because it's carried over into the podcast. And I
Well,
love
that's
it.
because it's
I like it
not
so
part of the
much.
show. It's just real life.
Right. Yes. And I feel disrespected.
So when we start,
I will retaliate.
and I feel disrespected and small. That's
well, I
Tanner.
always feel small, but
Yeah.
right now I feel disrespected.
Shocker.
Okay.
But getting into that episode, the cold open is just, I don't even know. I think we were just out of ideas already, and we were just like,
Mhm.
just have him show up from under the couch. I think
Scare
we had
him.
talked about doing the stair bit, where like you pretend that you're going downstairs.
Yeah, I think it
behind
was.
something.
I think it was definitely better that I just jumped out.
Yeah.
Watching it back, I wish there'd been a little bit more time to breathe of like a bigger reaction,
That's what
but
happens a lot, where
Yeah.
we kind of just we're so focused on getting it filmed.
Mhm.
Right.
Stop bending up,
I'm
as you put
bending up
it.
right
Bending
now.
up.
No. Bend down. Bend down
Bend
into
normal.
frame. Nope, too much.
Too much.
Normal bend.
Come on. A 90-degree
Nope.
angle. Maybe like a 93-degree angle.
All right.
But we're so focused on getting the shot and getting the bit done that like as soon as we film we're just like, all right, move on, as opposed to letting it breathe, to where we just have to, it can make transitioning really awkward. But when we come back from it, I ask you, I'm like, did you find any kebabs? Because that's when
Yes.
when you peek down in Reed's episode.
It's trinkets and kebabs,
hmm
and I said that I ate.
And I think it's so funny of when I ask him that, Tanner, the way Tanner just goes, mm-mm. He just sounds like a little baby.
Because he said, "Do I said that I found a trinket and that I ate it, and you asked if it
Mhm.
tasted good."
Oh, yeah, you're like,
And I
mm-mm.
went, "Mm-mm."
It was really funny. Also, that jacket that Tanner has on is
It's
not his.
Christian's.
It's mine. Tanner doesn't have stees like that.
It's a fine jacket.
Nah,
Yes.
bro. I'm Jesus Christ.
Bro.
Can we put that?
I think you
Hey,
can put
well,
that.
too late now.
Who's watching this?
Even
Yeah.
flow. That's the.
Thank you.
What's the
Yeah.
professor's name again?
G Perk.
Yeah,
G-Perk.
G-Perk, if you're watching this.
Yeah.
Do the jerk.
What?
Jerk.
We can't put that
Even
part.
flow.
We can definitely put that in. G Perk loves it.
Yeah. Can we put? Are we talking about even flow?
We're talking about.
Oh,
do the jerk.
okay. But we start
song
off
about?
right with the fact that we used to be freshman year roommates.
Yeah.
And I remember the way I asked you of like trying to turn it is why did we break up? And I did that because I knew you were gonna tell that story.
Yeah, it's the story.
It is
The
the
only-
story.
It's the only thing that happened
Mhm.
actually during that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't speak after that
Mm-hmm.
because it was such.
It was the end of our relationship.
Yeah.
Christian touched Austin's toes.
Wiggled him.
Well, I remember when he was saying it, I was trying to like save my reputation because he was like, this has only been like a month in or whatever, which I honestly don't. I know it was first semester.
It
I
was
don't
pretty
remember being
soon.
that.
It was pretty soon.
And I was like, I would say that even though it was the beginning of semester, we had already developed like a really close bond.
For sure. I
Like,
think we had.
Yeah. See,
I don't know if it
see,
I don't know if
what
it
I
was
did
wiggle
wasn't-
my toes while I'm sleeping kind of bond yet. That's like I think at least a
Okay, let
semester.
me here. I once again am gonna try to save my
Yeah,
reputation.
go for it.
Let me paint the picture for you, dear viewer, dear listener. Close your eyes. You now open them.
You hear a babbling brook, and you
Roll for initiative. I don't know. I can't really save what's been saved. It was just a miscommunication between bros,
Yeah.
broing.
There was no
okay?
communication. I was asleep.
Exactly. So it was a miscommunication. You didn't communicate with me.
Sure.
I said the moment I walked into that room, I said, Austin, the key to this relationship is going to be communication. And you failed me.
No, your first words were, "I
Didn't say
promise I go outside."
Yeah.
was it
Yeah.
actually?
Yes.
Okay, and your
Yes.
first words was, "Hey, what are you thinking of a color scheme for our dorm?" I'm thinking of a sage green,
That was
cream
that
white.
was a text,
That was
not
a text.
first
Those weren't
words.
first
Yeah,
words.
my
I
mom called
walked
you
in-
gay because you sent that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's actually crazy.
I walked into my dorm. He had already moved in.
Shout out
and,
my mom.
And his whole gaming
not
setup with
homophobic.
2 monitors, VR headset, and the worst part, his audio interface and mic on a boom arm.
No.
Hey, which
And
I
was
ended
like-
up. Which
I said, "Oh my
need
God,
for
he's a
my
Twitch
job.
streamer." I said, "He's a Twitch streamer. He's going to be recording me sleeping and up all night."
Yeah.
And then his first words when he came in the room were, "I promise I go outside. I go rock climbing."
I do.
It's true, but he doesn't go. Which is also funny because he goes rock climbing inside.
Yeah. I was
He
just
doesn't
trying to
go
prove
rock
that I was
climbing on actual
somewhat of a normal
mountains.
person.
Yeah.
But that setup has ended up working out in the end because
True.
I need that giant strong computer. I was about to say a no word to describe it, but to be able to edit and everything, I need a computer
no-no
strong
word?
enough.
What was the no word?
What?
What? No word.
I don't.
I was gonna say a big computer,
Oh,
but
oops.
Hey, G Perk, can we leave that one in?
no,
Man.
I'm not leaving that
J
one
Park,
in.
can we say?
I'm not. I'm gonna censor myself. I'm not censoring y'all. I already marked the first episode as explicit because 6.5 minutes in, Tanner said penis.
Is that explicit?
And then later I said queef. I don't know if it counts, but I'm
That
going to
one's
cover all my
worse.
bases.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
And now I'm going to have to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
I have to.
And we're at 8.5 minutes in. So we
Nine-
made
nine
2
and a half.
minutes better.
We got this.
But yeah, Tanner asked when we were doing the whole story, he goes, "You touched his feet? With your mouth?"
Yeah,
And he's like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, I would have."
I would have.
That would have been the breaking point. I probably would have moved out.
If he'd sucked
Yeah.
your toes.
Yeah.
Really?
If you asked first, maybe. Not. But
If we communicated
If
about
you'd
it.
asked first and
If
I
there-
could have
if-
said no, then
If
yeah.
Yeah,
I could've-
exactly.
Yeah, if I asked and you said no and I did it, would it have been better if I just didn't ask?
It's better to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission.
yeah.
That's what I
Try
always
that
say.
in court. Jesus. Well, then also, and I'm probably just gonna censor this part again, but of when
Mhm.
we just start being super federal about other roommates, and Tanner just
Oh.
fully looks at the
says
camera. No, you went,
Oh, I
And we
know.
went- and we were just like, no, and then I look at it and I go, and I tell
Are
the
we
whole-
are we blanking out the names again? for
Yes.
this? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. God forbid we live with bro. Thank God it wasn't.
Yeah.
Was not any better.
Oh, I
but
remember I told the MacBook story, which is a
that
true
one's crazy.
thing. I came back from class one time, and Austin and are in our room, and it's me in Austin's room, and so is just in our room, and my mini fridge freezer is open, and he is putting my MacBook in there, and I was just like, what?
And
What is happening?
I'm sitting there saying, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think this is a funny
Don't do
one.
that.
You shouldn't do that. And then thank God Christian walks in, so
Oh,
I don't have
trust,
to
bro.
deal with it.
Trust,
Yeah.
bro. This is gonna be funny, bro.
Yeah,
Trust.
dude, trust.
It was not funny. He
It was
broke the ladder to my bunk bed one time.
Dude, I forgot about that.
What else did he do? What did he not do? Clean his room?
Yeah, he never cleaned that thing.
Oof.
That was.
I wonder if we just got that burp in my audio.
We definitely did.
Okay, good. What's next?
Well, we talk about Austin's insect collection, and the only reason we did
Yes.
that was Thomas just told us to because he knew that you hadn't started.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to.
Are
He just
you
wanted to
done?
be mean.
Well, we knew that you hadn't started pinning.
Well, because Thomas just wanted to hang his dong on me because
I
his
know.
was the best collection of the class.
Yeah. And we have the whole yay bugs
Yay
thing,
bugs bit.
which
Yeah.
was just silly.
It was silly.
just silly. It was purely silliness.
Silly.
But I did want
Yeah.
it to be really cheesy, of like the clip art bug with
It was
with
cheesy.
like
I
the,
saw that clip.
with the background still in the picture
Mhm.
and everything, and I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
That was a good bit.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
And then we drank paper.
We'll get
Oh,
there.
yeah.
We'll get there.
I thought that was next.
Uh-uh.
That was the next.
Mm-mm.
What happened
Wait,
between
did you?
that?
Which one did you watch in preparation for
Oh,
this?
you're right. I watched the asu-tv
Mhm.
version. So there's
So I
something
guess
they
this is
extended?
extended of we were talking about this is when people in Yik Yak were talking about a bear on campus.
Oh,
So we
yeah.
asked him about that.
The
And I don't
bear.
remember who I heard that from because I don't have Yik Yak. So we had, I guess, got it from an outside source.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, we start talking about fighting a mantis. Of like,
Oh,
one,
yeah.
could you fight a bear?
Yeah.
Could you fight a mantis? Could you fight a bantus? A
Yes.
bear mantis?
Which is bear mantis? Yeah. okay.
Yes. And then could you fight the boos?
Which is bear moose?
Bear moose.
Yes. And Austin said that he thinks he can beat up a black bear.
Which is
Yeah.
not true.
No.
I think I could beat up
he
a
genuinely thinks he can beat up a black
like
bear.
a
A youthful.
younger.
Watch this video of a black bear mauling a human.
No.
No, you're not gonna find that video.
I could find it on Instagram.
Black bears are scared of people.
Black
Grizzlies are the
bear,
ones
yeah,
that
I will beat up a black bear that's not that much larger than me.
I will say it is. If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay
Hard
down.
to find something
Yeah.
larger
If
than
it's
you.
white, good night.
That's true.
Do not mess with polar bears. They are very cool
They
creatures.
are one of the only things that actively hunt humans.
Mhm.
So,
Really?
Yes.
Whoa.
I think
There-
maybe the only
there was
the only
a
creature.
there's a story of a polar there was like an expedition group or scientist
Mhm.
group in Antarctica or Alaska or somewhere, and polar bear they were on like a not an iceberg, an ice cap, I don't know, whatever that
Mhm.
ice kind of thing floats, and a polar bear jumped up from the water,
Yeah.
grabbed the man and dragged him into the water, and then pulled him up onto an ice cap 30 yards away and ate him in front of all the other
Mhm.
guys. And they had to watch them eat his friend and just
Yeah.
wait for him to finish to come back and get them because they were stuck as well.
If you're a scientist in those
Whoa.
areas, they tell you not to be predictable because they'll learn your daily
Your
routine
behavior.
and hunt you based off of it.
I wonder how that like don't be predictable works. Do I just start like
I
I
go-
just start gritting instead of
Yeah,
walking?
yeah, I'm
one
walking
day?
through the tundra going.
No, you just
Yeah.
you can't gritty through the same path every day at the same time. or
It's
they'll
like
get
in
you.
Dune how
Wow.
they like walk through the sand differently or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're trying not
Yeah.
to make tremors
Yeah.
in the snow.
But with
Anyways.
the boot, we talked about the boost again, and Tanner does the whole "don't run into the boost" thing, and we repeat
Yeah.
the funeral bit from the first episode,
Oh, we
but I
do?
make it last like 2 seconds
Yeah.
instead of like 15
Yeah.
because I just wanted people to remember it. Now, Tanner, we get to the HCA.
Yeah, we
bit.
would. Okay.
So
My favorite.
I remember, I remember being worried that because originally I was like, and I think I told it to Austin beforehand because I was like, we're gonna talk about the HCA thing because, for context, I still have not paid my HCA.
No, he
dues.
has not.
I have not paid my. How
He
much
ate
are they?
more wings.
How
More
much-
wings from Wingo
How much
Bingo
are they?
though.
$15.
$15.
I have not paid my $15.
But you best believe he's
but-
eating at least
but-
$30 worth
But
of wings.
this guy right here, that guy over there, and the 2 previous guests of this episode are the heart and soul of the HCA. That's a fact. And half of those people haven't paid their dues.
Who's not? paid
Reed
their
Dutton hasn't paid his dues.
I've paid my dues.
So
Hey,
I don't
hey.
really know.
I got you.
We're the heart and soul. Y'all can be the dollars and cents. All
Okay.
right?
All right.
It'll be chill. But I told you that I was like, yeah, I don't really just want to like trash talk the HCA, and that's
Yeah.
what we ended up doing.
I
'Cause
know.
I was just like, I think my opener was you're a capitalist pig for the HCA.
That was the opener. Yeah,
Mhm.
it really set the tone.
And then as Austin's talking about it, I start putting like, hang on, I gotta get in frame for this. This face, just like slowly on screen as he's talking, because he's talking about nonsense. But they should. I still think HCA should. I honestly think if they up their dues to 30, but it came with the shirt, I would
And
pay
we've
for
talked
it.
about it. There are reasons that I can't talk about. That was out of our control this
Yeah.
year. We're hopeful to do that again because it was better. But whatever.
We
Yeah,
did-
but then, I'm
Well-
sorry, Tanner.
well,
I'm
I-
sorry.
I
See, I'm
kinda-
getting better.
Yes, right. Okay. Well, but and then I judged in on this. So, don't you have money? And
Well, see, this is why I interrupt him, because he gets the order wrong.
yes, no, I don't.
Well, originally,
I just watched it.
no, because Austin asked me how much do you think 600 wings cost,
Yeah.
and Tanner cuts in going probably about $16, 17
It
cents.
was the first number that came to mind.
Yeah, it was just a random number,
and it made me laugh really
it made us
hard.
all laugh.
We all broke.
Yeah.
I know that in the episode you just see me break, but we all
It made us
broke.
all laugh
Very
a lot.
hard.
Hang on, I gotta technical difficulties. I think we're fine.
Are we
Okay.
not recording?
No, I was looking. I think I keep peeking my mic, but
because he's so damn loud.
okay, man. Okay, we'll probably be fine.
What was
But
that noise you just made?
working hard.
That's the sound of like turtles having
Working
sex.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, have you not heard them?
No.
Hey, pull up that video right now.
Pull up that
Pull that
video
video right now.
And show it because they
Fine.
literally just go. It's
They're
so
tortoises,
funny.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Look how much taller we are than Tanner.
Well, I'm laying down in a mug.
He's bending down.
Yeah.
I'm bending down. Let me bend up.
Oh.
Yeah, bend up for us.
Long on neck. I made him
Take it back
insecure. I'm sorry. Now we get to the Austin Bucks. So, the original plan for this. You okay, man?
Get a load of this guy.
Come on, man.
Cornball, dude.
Anyways,
The original plan for this was to use real money.
Yeah.
It was to take a real $15
And burn it on
yeah,
camera,
to set it on fire.
is a crime,
which is
right?
a crime.
Yeah.
It's a federal crime.
well-
we found.
Yes, but the original reason why we weren't going to do it was because I was like, I don't want to set anything on fire in the studio.
Fair.
I want to. I don't think I can. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And so we were like, Thomas said, "What if you blend it up and drink it?" And my eyes lit up. I
That's
was
a
like,
good
"That's
bit.
so funny."
So many
The
bits.
night,
So many bits have been Thomas's ideas.
I know, and we're not crediting him at all.
Never.
You
no.
Because there's not a way to credit the bit makers. That was something that Tanner and I talked about really early on, of in the credits that we have in the description, like how we can credit who wrote things, and
right.
we were just like, we'll put it as like silly guy or gesture.
Why don't you do that?
Because it's not an actual credit, and it's so
Yeah.
many different
So?
things of like.
We
I
also-
don't know.
we also improv
because
so
of how
much.
much of it is improv.
Yeah,
I don't
fair.
think it's fair to put a writer as a credit. But we were gonna blend it. We were gonna blend a real $15.
Yeah.
And the night before,
How are you gonna do
Tanner-
the money? Was it like a 10 and a 5 or like 15 ones?
some,
Or?
just probably a 10 and a 5. But the night before, Tanner goes and hangs out with Noah, and he tells him about the idea, and Noah's
Right.
just like,
Oh, that's
"That's
a crime.
illegal."
Yeah.
That is a
No,
crime.
none of us knew that at all.
It
So
would have been
Noah
a really
saved
good learning
us.
experience for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
we should have done.
Yeah.
we pivot last minute to making Austin bucks, which I
Mhm.
just looked up Monopoly money and put his face on it.
I still have them in my
You do?
room. Yeah.
Okay, so you have them. That's
Yeah.
what- that's
Did you
that's right.
fray
They're just sitting on my desk by all my trinkets.
and kebabs?
Yeah. But another thing was that I'm supposed to, every time we do something that is like could be messy or could be whatever, I'm supposed to tell Dustin about it, the guy that
And
runs
who's-
asu-tv. I did not tell him about the blender.
That's
Well,
not
it
that
wasn't
bad.
messy.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing is that's why I
encapsulated.
didn't tell him, because it was encapsulated. But I thought he might have been a little cautious of it, which is also why I didn't tell him, because I thought he was gonna make me cancel it.
Yeah.
So I went against the system.
He went rogue.
You know?
Christian's a rebellious.
You know, I'm just
guy.
not like other guys. You know, we didn't like that.
It's fine. Just
It's fine.
keep it moving.
Docking
But
points for that
we
one.
tested out. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can drink this. And I took just a small wad of paper and blended it the
Yeah.
night before and drank it to see. And
It's
I was like,
fine.
yeah, it'll be fine. My one issue with that was that I think Tanner set me up a little too obviously for that bit, because
Yeah.
we're kind of in the whole thing and Tanner just goes, "Are you thirsty?"
Mm-hmm.
Almost out of nowhere, where I kind of just wanted to pull it out and just do it randomly.
My bad.
It's okay. But then there was
Just
also
like
an issue,
efficiency.
A fish
which we
in sea.
I like efficiency.
Put a fish in the sea
a
on the
fish in the
board
sea.
right now.
yeah, which we had just talked about, Tanner,
That's
of
good.
letting things
Thanks,
breathe, okay, and not jumping and jumping. So you need to not be efficient.
Austin, that was actually a really good joke.
That's a really good joke,
That's
Austin.
a really good joke,
Thanks,
Austin.
man.
That was so great.
We went to Atlanta.
Yeah.
We went to Atlanta a few weeks ago, months ago.
2 months ago.
2 months ago.
And it's really the first time I got to hang out with Austin.
For at least
yeah.
an extended
For an
period
extended
of time.
period of time. And I didn't know that he was actually funny. And so every time he'd make a joke that would actually genuinely make me laugh, instead of like laughing at the joke, I'd just go, dude, that was actually really funny.
It was just a week of constant validation. It was awesome.
It was wonderful.
And I had to be there to tear you down.
Yeah.
Yes. You evil man.
It's like angel and devil on my shoulder right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was the whole week. And the rest of these 2
Twink
months,
and the
too.
devil on her shoulder.
Oh, man. that one getting bleeped or nah?
What'd he say? I didn't hear.
Twink and the devil on my
Okay, well, now
shoulder.
you just ripped it too, so
Am I the twink? Or am I the devil?
what do you think?
Both.
The Twevel.
12. Back on topic.
But
12.
yeah, to the blender bit of,
probably a
again,
bleep.
the shot on me was too tight to where I couldn't use a lot of, like, just the shot of me setting everything up. So I had to, like, immediately cut to the wide. And it made it a little weird. But I think you can see in my face, as I'm pouring the water, almost a bit of regret.
Yeah.
Of just like, what am I doing? But Austin gave a perfect thumbnail face
did.
as his reaction.
What'd I do?
You went
You're
like
just like-
this.
As soon as I turned on the blender.
No, that was scripted. He told me to do that.
Nope.
No, it was
That
not
wasn't true.
actually.
He really didn't.
It wasn't. And it was really funny of Austin asked Tanner, he's like, what's he doing? And Tanner just was like, no, he's busy.
Yeah, I
He
just
shushed me and said he's busy.
And everything that
Then you drink
happened
with it.
happens. I blend it. I drink it.
But
I
there's
am
a
keeping
really-
my composure. And I make eye contact with Noah,
Yeah.
who's in the back, fully like, I gotta put the mic. Hang on.
You gotta bend up for this.
He's fully just doing that the whole time. And I make eye contact with him, and I break. And I
Yeah.
was so upset because I didn't want to break it all during that bit. But I just like recurred repeatedly through the episode, just kind of silently drink it. I also, because of drinking it, felt a clump in my throat in between filming Austin's and Noah's
Nice.
episode, and I thought I was gonna throw up while filming Noah's. So that was
Nice.
scary.
I drank it. It wasn't that bad.
I know.
Fine.
It wasn't.
I mean, it just tasted like paper.
Yeah, and like there were paper bits every now and then that you would
Yeah.
get. And the thing that sucks is like, I think that joke's really funny, but it takes so long to get to it.
Did take a while to get.
Because
to
I
it.
think in the extended, it's in like the 8-minute mark, and the ACTV, it's like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And we have to go through the whole HCA argument
Yeah.
to get there.
Man, I've just been yawning all episode. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I think I yawned
Tanner
into the
just
mic,
woke
but
up for this, by the
Mhm.
way.
Tanner likes to sleep in. He's trying to work on it. And
On
he's
sleeping in or not sleeping in?
on not sleeping in. And he speaks about himself in the third person.
Like The Rock.
He looks just like him.
Can you
Speaking
smell
of
what he's
speaking
cooking?
of The Rock, the next thing we said was that you're stuck between a rock and a bald place.
Oh.
How's
Oh, I
that for a
forgot
good
about that bit.
transition?
That was a good
Huh?
bit.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
But we were just talking about the fact that you're not bald, but you were
Not.
balding.
Still,
Balding.
I mean,
You're
still
still
actively
balding.
balding.
One
Still,
day,
the
one day
battle
you
with
Still
will.
fighting
baldness-
the good fight. Yeah.
It
You will
never
be one
ends.
day.
I will
Well,
be
no,
one day.
it's
And then I'll go to
inevitable.
Turkey. Get a hair transplant.
A turkey?
That's where they do them, in Istanbul, Turkey. They're cheap as hell, and
Oh.
it's like a fun little vacation
Yeah.
for white guys.
Mhm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember you just not giving an answer.
Because there was not a funny answer that came to mind. I had to sit there and think of one, and I just really couldn't think of anything. What did I say?
Nothing. I
Nothing.
don't
You
think
literally
you
said
said a
nothing.
word because
That's
literally
kind
said
of better.
both me and Christian, like, I turn to the camera and I go, "Well, I guess you don't have it," because
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
question,
yeah.
the question was like,
How did
Do you
you
have any
fight? Do you
help?
have advice?
Yeah.
"Yeah,
for
do you have
people?
advice?" And then you just sat there, and we were like,
Well,
"Well, I
Gus
guess
did
if you're
nothing.
bald,
That's
that's it for
honestly
you."
better than if I
Yeah,
came up
so
with a half-cooked
Tanner,
funny
yeah,
joke.
Tanner is like, if you're bald, probably the end of that. And I put a
Mhm.
quote up and like a picture of him. The picture that I use, like it's kind of cut off, just because of how I cropped it. But in that picture, he's holding his parents' divorce papers.
I was trying to think of what the picture was, and I came home from like Little Rock one weekend, and just in a folder that my mom had given me to like hold something else was the certificate of my parents'
Bro.
divorce.
Where's
And
it now?
I think I threw it away.
What?
I think I did.
That's like a legal
No.
document. I don't think you can just trash it. They need that.
I think I threw it away.
Now they're married
It's
again.
fine.
That's
Now
how
they're-
that works.
That's
now
how it
they're
works. There's
married.
no
No,
proof of
it's
divorce
not.
anymore, bro.
I don't think so. I think
that's really funny.
I hope not. I hope they're not married.
But it also changed how we went into future episodes because hang on, wait. Okay, I thought I had a burp coming.
Sit.
Burp.
I
Sit.
thought I had, yeah.
Put a
so-
burp on the screen.
Hold space for burp.
Put a burp on the screen.
Put a burp on the screen. It's just gonna be like a picture of Tanner like making the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
You changed the way you do the
Oh
episode.
yeah. I am Lord. But it changed the way how we went into future episodes. We started to send our guests a list of questions,
Which
Yes.
is
in
what I
advance.
asked for, and they said no.
because
we
we
say
want
no?
we didn't
Yes.
because
Okay.
we didn't want you to be spoiled or anything. We wanted genuine reactions, but we had figured out of just like with that being the example of you had told us you're like if I knew you were gonna ask that I could have come up with a better response
Right.
Yes.
in advance.
The first person that we did the
I think Noah asked
it was
for
Noah.
questions.
Noah, I
And
went and
I
talked
watched
with
Noah's
Noah.
episode, and it was really good.
Well, that's just
I
because
liked
Noah's
his a
funnier
lot.
than you.
Well, maybe.
He's just a different kind of humor.
Yeah.
And we
Plays
and
esports.
yes, but that's what I went and talked to him for like an hour about it. And
Yeah.
So it gave him the ability to like plan stuff out, and we've gotten to that point in our episodes of where we plan stuff out a lot more with people.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. I don't think we've done stuff like well, like the whole Easton and Reese's episode that
Yeah.
is yet to come out.
planned
There's
that
lots
one
of
out.
planned stuff.
Yeah.
Even Mason's episode, there was stuff that we planned out, and we're more.
And I did talk about it a lot with Colby.
We're
of what
also
gonna
more
do.
willing to retake shots now, like
Which is good.
retake things
Yeah.
before, and I think that makes it better.
Yeah, because and I guess we'll talk about this if we ever get Easton and Reese on this for episode. I don't know. It'll probably be like 9 or 10. But we reshot a bit in their episode probably 4 times until we got
a big,
one that we were
a big
fine
portion. But it was because, and it allows us to cut different clips from it.
with. Yeah, it's the fact that
like
we
Right.
can I can use things from each take as opposed to just using one take.
Yeah.
But what are we talking about? What are we doing here? What am I doing? Podcast?
We
What's
yeah.
this?
We talk
Where
Put a
am I?
podcast on the screen.
Oh man. Yeah.
Jogan.
No.
Oh.
No.
What's that other guy?
the
we-
Fresh and Fit podcast?
No, the weird like.
Weird Al Yankovic?
No, he's like Russian.
Nardwar?
No, he's like Russian or something. Levy? Is it Levy? Levy's podcast.
Who are we talking
You not seen that
about?
guy? I don't know.
Oh, Matan Evan?
No,
Oh, the GOAT.
not the goat.
Yes, dude, he's awesome.
Pretty funny.
Moving on. Moving back to the actual topic.
Right.
The Austin shirt joke. That was a
Mm.
total failure.
Yes.
And
Oh, and that was not in the regular. That was only in the extended.
Oh, you cut that from the real one?
I don't remember.
I didn't finish the episode when I was just watching it. And also, did we not talk about sports before that, or was that?
talked
we
about
did,
sports.
but we're about to wrap on time.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of want to get to that one.
Okay.
But
Yeah, total failure.
the idea for that was, I think we were just running out of ideas.
Yes.
And I was
Yeah.
like, let's just check Austin's Instagram. We found that post, which was ironic. He was posing like that on purpose.
Yes.
Which
because
I
it
hope
looked
I got
silly.
to say that in the episode. I don't remember.
Did
Yes.
I want to
did.
say I
You did.
didn't to keep it funnier.
No, I think you did because you were explaining that it was like towards Asa
Asa
Hutchinson.
stuff?
Oh yeah.
But the whole point.
Oh,
It's like that lady that was stomping grapes and she felt. She was like, oh.
You seen that video?
No,
that
I
video
don't
is
know that one.
awesome.
But
She's
that
stomping
video was-
grapes
Yeah,
and she
send me that one
falls
after.
out of the tub of grapes onto the ground, and she's like,
She like making
"Ow!"
wine? Is that what she's doing?
Yeah, I guess that's what they're doing. I don't know how.
And then
Something
she's
like
whining
that.
on the ground because she fell.
Hey, look at that one.
Hey.
See? Also, that was actually
Oh.
really funny.
That's actually really funny. Yeah, really.
Hey, thanks, man. Chillest guy in Atlanta.
But multiple things went wrong with that. Of
Put
one,
that picture on.
put the
Yeah,
chillest
but-
guy in Atlanta.
Put the
Yeah.
chillest guy in Atlanta on screen.
Yeah, but there were so many things that went wrong. Of the picture, one,
My mic.
yeah,
Yeah.
but the picture itself, we
Oh.
couldn't get it in color
Yeah.
because the school does not offer such facilities. Also, well, we were under the impression that the honors office let you print in color.
If you're cool and chilling, are an HCA exec member, should have asked me. I could have got you that in color, but
See,
someone doesn't
this is why
tell their jokes
capitalism
ahead of
doesn't work.
time.
The people at the top get basic human needs, while the people at the bottom don't get anything.
$15 goes a long way, brother.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll trickle down to me eventually. But it printed in black and white. It also, the honors office, I can't get on any computer there. My username and password doesn't work in the honors office. I had to get somebody else to print that. I had to send that picture to a complete stranger
Really?
who knew you apparently.
Who?
I don't remember his name, but he was like,
What?
"This was the first dude I talked to," and I was like, "Yeah, it's just a thing to mess
That's
with him."
evil
blah,
that you
blah,
don't know that.
That's also funny that that's the picture that he saw.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I
I
was
wonder
like, it's
who
just
it
a thing to
was.
mess with a friend, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, when Tanner takes
describe
off
the
the
guy?
jacket, white, short hair, kind of.
Is he balding?
No.
Anyways,
I don't know, dude. White in honors probably makes the field bigger than it actually
It made
makes
it
it
bigger.
smaller. But what? Am I not speaking facts right now? Am I not telling the truth to the good people?
Yeah.
But when Tanner takes off his jacket, his mic falls off because we were really dumb and we clipped the mic to his
To my
jacket
jacket.
as opposed to his shirt.
Right.
And so
we
I
had to
think we
retake
might have
that.
refilmed it and then we
Yes.
didn't
Yeah.
refilm it properly.
Yes.
Oh.
And there were just so many things to where I was just like, it made it to the point where I remember as I was editing this, I was at home, not in my dorm. I was at home in Jackson editing this, and I was so upset of going through the footage of just I really didn't like it, especially after coming off of Thomas and Reed's, which I knew was bad, and I was like really hoping for an improvement. And I remember I texted it was so bad. I was so upset to the point where I
Yeah.
texted Tanner going, "This episode sucks, and it's our fault."
So bad. Yes. Yeah.
And then when I finished it, I was like, "It isn't that.
It wasn't the worst."
bad.
And
It
I
isn't- it
remember
isn't as
watching it.
bad."
I remember watching it and like either texting you or telling you, no, it was good.
Yeah,
that
you
was,
were like,
that was good. There
Because
was funny
I
parts.
was, I don't know, I just didn't like it, and that bit solidified it. It just, again, so many decent enough ideas,
Yeah.
with not good enough execution.
I still think Thomas's is our worst episode.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It was also
I
your
also-
first, though, right?
100%.
So it's
Yes.
expected.
Yeah.
Well, true.
I think that we have, for the most part, have like gotten better. I think Thomas
I
and Reed's are bad. I think
Mhm.
Austin and Noah's are okay. I think
Nessa's
Nessa's
is
and
really
Cooper's
good.
are
Cooper's
really,
is
really,
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
Cooper's is really
I think the
good.
bowling episode's fine.
The bowling episode was different and hard because we had so many guests. And we
Yeah.
How
hadn't
many were on?
4, and we hadn't done that before.
Yeah, it
And
was
so
just
it was
just very
difficult
different.
to
Yeah, so we can't really base it
Yeah.
off of our previous experience.
Mhm.
But for the ending to this episode, we hadn't. No, the original ending.
You were
we
going to slap me.
We were supposed to slap you with bologna, and we forgot to bring it.
That's right.
Mhm.
But we got to save that and do it on Cooper's episode, and it
Mhm.
was great.
Ooh.
But we had to come up with an ending like that because we
What was it?
realized it as we were filming.
Uh-huh.
We realized, and
Yeah.
the ending was just that I chugged the rest of the water.
Yes, right.
Mhm.
And I chug it all, and then Tanner just kind of looks like, that can't be healthy.
It can't be good.
And it was funny of that what we used for the like the post credit scene.
Was that you had that?
I was holding space for that.
Yeah.
Because remember, we have to let things breathe. Okay.
Right. But you had the cap closed.
Yeah, I never took the lid off. I go to drink
Oh.
it. I go to, nothing happens. I put it back down and go, oh, I didn't have the lid open.
The funnier part about it was that you had it up and were drinking it for more than 10
Yeah.
seconds.
For
You've been doing it for a while.
For a really long time.
Yeah.
The bad thing that was happening was when I was actually chugging it, it started to come out
Yeah.
and like onto my shirt, and I was just scared it was going to hit the mic. And something was going to go wrong. But how did you feel about that whole experience? Because that's
It was
practically
fun.
everything
Did you like
that we
it?
went through.
Yeah, I liked it. It was a lot of fun.
Do you like us?
Do you hate me?
Mm,
Do you hate me? You hate me.
One of you wiggled my toes, the other hasn't. So,
That means he hates you, Tanner.
yeah. You can interpret that how you want, I guess. No, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I would do it again. I would not do it again
We don't want
if
you
I
to.
Yeah, I was
didn't
gonna say
have
that. If he
a-
wasn't our bestie.
a list of things that are going to happen.
I thought he was going to say a lisp.
I'd do it again if I want.
Yeah, I think it would have been better had I been, clued in on some of the jokes. Sure. At least the ones that I needed to banter with. Like, you didn't need to tell me about slapping with bologna or, like,
right.
the shirt. That was a good thing to be a surprise about. But some of the things that were obvious, like, you're going to ask me, like,
questions.
about bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stuff that
and
you're
that's-
expected to
and-
respond to.
And that's what I don't know if we had clarified when we were talking about that we send questions. When we send questions to people in advance, we send them half of what we're going to talk about pretty
Yeah.
much. Of like, okay, they can know this one, they can know this one. This one needs to be a surprise.
We
This
also-
one needs to be a surprise.
Yeah. We also have begun to ask if there's anything that they want to talk
Yeah,
about.
if there's
Yeah,
anything,
and
one,
that
if there's
was
anything off
something-
limits, if there's anything that they do want to talk about,
They think would be
Mhm.
funny.
just
Because-
interesting points about their life.
I think I've watched my episode and Thomas's episode, I think, and
That is the
I guess
issue.
I watched Cooper's, but Thomas and I's, you didn't talk really at all about like
Anything.
the random things we do, just looking for critters or
Right.
random cool things like.
Well, I will say at that time, I feel like y'all weren't going critter hunting as much as we
True,
know about it
but-
now.
Yeah.
There was still adequate stuff to talk about.
But part of it is also trying to make it funny.
Mhm.
yeah,
There are a lot of times where we're like, yeah, we could talk about this, but I'm not going to ask it if I don't see any purpose
Mhm.
behind it. And it's it's so much better filming now, and I hope it translates to when season 2 comes out.
Mhm.
We don't have to hit 10 minutes anymore. We don't have to have an hour's worth
yeah.
of content by the end of the semester, to where
We can do whatever we want.
when we ask something that
Mhm.
isn't really funny or entertaining and I have to keep it in just so we can hit enough time.
Right.
Now I can cut it, and these episodes can be like 5 minutes, maybe even 3. They can
Mhm.
be as short as we want, to
Yeah,
where
right.
there's a lot less stress going into the quality of like every single thing that we do, because we know that we can cut so much more.
Mhm.
Well, my tummy's rumbling.
Yeah, same.
That guy's tummy's rumbling.
I'm
That guy's
hungry.
tummy's rumbling. Mine will probably begin to rumble.
Let's get ready to
essence of a rumbling.
rumble.
Let's get ready to tummy rumble. And thank you for watching. Was that a good enough transition, guys?
And thank
Was
you,
that
The
good?
Rock.
I think so.
Really?
Thank you to The Rock.
Thank you to The Rock.
you,
Thank you
Dwayne.
for watching this episode of the Robot Podcast. I'm Christian Wilcox, joined as always by Tanner Kenley, our guest, Austin Bailey. Thank you again to The Rock, and thank you, Beyonce.